Welcome to Law Talk Today, a series devoted to bringing you informative and educational programs focused on issues of law, government, and community.
Good evening and welcome to LawTalkToday.tv. My name is Mark Gruber. This is a public education show where each week we talk about different aspects of the law and we interview people who are in the know, people who are involved in the law in Morris and Sussex County. We have a varying array of topics. They run from a battered woman to a police officer demonstrating a breathalyzer machine to a judge. Tonight's show, we'll be talking to two representatives from the Morris County Bar Association, Roy Evans and Nancy Bangiola. And you'll be surprised to learn all of the activities and programs that the Morris County Bar Association has. And so let me start by welcoming Roy and Nancy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Now, Roy, let me ask you first. You're the president, right? What's your background? How did you get to be the Morris County Bar president?
I am the 2009 president, and
Okay.
in January of 2010, Deborah Weisberg will become president, so it's an annual job. The president basically moves up the chairs. Having started as a trustee, we have 14 trustees and 6 officers. So that you're basically selected as the secretary and you move up the chairs over the course of 6 years.
Now, you're an attorney, right?
I am an attorney. I'm a partner with Skank Price, Smith & King in Morristown.
Just out of curiosity, what type of law do you practice?
Commercial litigation, really business litigation. I do work for financial institutions, principally litigation.
I often ask this question at the end, but let me ask it at the beginning this time. What got you interested in getting involved in the Morris County Bar Association?
You have to go back further than that. From the time I was admitted in 1975, I came to a firm in Passaic County on Garrett Mountain in West Patterson, which was founded by my grandfather and his brother. My father was there for his career, and so I was the third generation. And at that time, it was just expected that young associates would become active in the Bar Association. So from the time I was admitted, I was active in the Passaic County Bar Association, where our practice was, and I eventually became a trustee of the Passaic County Bar Association, and I became president of the Passaic County Bar Association in 95 and 96. In 1997, 3 of my partners from that firm came to Morristown and joined Skank Price, and I had the same approach toward the Bar Association, that it was a good way to meet people. I had lived in Denville for many years and still live there, have been there for 30 years. But it's a good way for lawyers to meet other lawyers. And so I immediately joined and became active in the Morris County Bar Association, became chair of the Civil Practice Committee for a year or 2 or more, and was selected to become a trustee of the Morris County Bar Association, and I've been in that capacity and an officer now for almost 10 years.
So this is it's in your blood almost. It's really interesting.
It works well with my work and my home life, and I'm married for 36 years yesterday. We have 2 grown boys and 2 grandchildren, and it works very well to have some amount of volunteer time. And I actually just finished 12 years on the board of the County College of Morris, so I do a little bit of public service in my time.
Nancy, over to you. What's your background?
My background is I'm also a lawyer, and I practiced for many years in Morris County. First, I actually started as an associate at Skank Price as well. I practiced there for about 6 years, and then I had my own practice for many years as an elder lawyer. But in this past year, I was looking for a change and sort of transitioning. My children are now older, and I'm sort of at that time in life when you're changing your schedule and maybe your mindset. And an opportunity came up to apply to be executive director of the Morris County Bar Association. So I sent in my resume and sat with some meetings with some folks there, board members there, and the conversation progressed, and they hired me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a career change for you.
It is.
Of course, you could always go back to practicing law if you choose, right?
I suppose
object.
Overruled.
I suppose I could, but I have to say I'm really enjoying the position very much. As a lawyer, I also had been involved in a lot of nonprofit activities and had always enjoyed that as a board member. And so I'm familiar with how boards operate and how nonprofits operate. So
Now, the name Bangiola has a familiar ring to it
Yes.
in Morris County.
yes.
How do you fit into that name?
My father-in-law was a judge in Morris County for many years, sat in the family part, retired several years ago and is now actually living in Denville. My husband is a lawyer in Morris County, and so, yeah, they're very active in the county and in their communities and have been for many years.
I know the family well
Yes.
through the court system. Roy, have a little. You said you appeared that you would be a historian type of a guy. A little history about the Morris Bar, if you would.
It was founded in 1900, and so we had a grand party for the 100th celebration 8 or 9 years ago, and it's similar in age to a lot of the other northern New Jersey bar associations. Passaic County is about the same age. The state bar has been around about that long as well. There's great history. Interestingly, Skank Price was founded in 1912, so a lot of the Skank Price history mirrors the Bar Association history. It's about 1,100 members presently, and we have a couple of dozen committees of terrific people, really very talented lawyers whose name you would immediately recognize, volunteer a lot of time for us to give seminars and participate in the events that benefit the public. I know we'll get into various fundraising things that we do.
We're going to go into all those one at a time. Let me go back to Nancy. As the executive director, can you describe the physical presence? Who's in the office? How
Sure.
many employees? Where are you?
Sure. We're located at 28 Schuyler Place in Morristown, so we're basically a block from the courthouse.
Okay.
And there are 3 of us in the office. There's myself as executive director, my assistant, Sheila Johnson, and we work very closely on all of the board business for both the association and the foundation. And then Urelis